amazing, beautiful, freaking people. How you doing? It's Monday. It's going to be an awesome week. Trust me. I know. Look at me. This is the face of someone who knows. Get ready for an amazing week. But we got to start that week the right way. And what better way than reacting to a Honkai Impact third lore video. So we've done Honkai Star Rail. We've done Genshin Impact. We've checked out the lore and different sort of various things around the lore to do with those games. But we ain't checked out nothing to do with Honkai Impact third. So I don't know why we haven't done that. I found this good video. People have been recommending. So let's do it. Like the video. Subscribe for more. Let me know what you'd like to see next Monday. Put it in that comment section down below. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to a beginner's guide to Honkai Impact's third lore.
To be able to understand the Honkai-verse, you first need to understand the imaginary tree and how it functions. I'll be briefly explaining the tree in this video, but if you want a more detailed explanation, go watch my previous video, Imaginary Tree Lore, that I'll link down in the description below.
I've heard that
I'm
the
Ufi,
lore
and here's a
is
beginner's
crazy.
intro to Honkai lore. Don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. So if you've already watched my Imaginary Tree video or have a baseline understanding of it, then let's get into it. What is Honkai? Honkai is a natural occurring force of nature that threatens every world on the imaginary tree.
It
has a will of its own and can manifest itself in many ways, including natural disasters, monsters, and can even infect humans and turn them into Honkai zombies. Ew. The Honkai only threatens technologically advanced civilizations. For more primitive worlds, there is still some degree of Honkai, but not nearly as devastating as the more progressed worlds. Worlds that cannot withstand the Honkai force will wither and break off from the imaginary tree, falling into the Sea of Quanta, where it will become fragmented and unstable, and eventually die.
Okay.
We know more advanced worlds have a greater Honkai threat, yes. Well, they don't just have to deal with the beasts, zombies, and hurricanes, but every once in a while, where there is concentrated Honkai energy, a Honkai outbreak, eruption, or impact can happen.
We checked out so it's not too dissimilar from the Star Rail lore, right? In the sense that you have in our Star Rail lore video, we literally looked at you had it went back for ages, and the Honkai was this thing that man, I'm so useless. I know what it is, but I don't know how to explain it. You have this blank. When there's a lot of blank, you get good blank. Good blank, fight bad blank. They counter each other out, but the more of one equals the more of the other. Something like that. I don't know if I made any fucking sense. It kind of makes sense.
This is when a Herrscher is born
that's the
and wreaks havoc on humanity.
It's the Honkai. This.
Herrschers are another form of Honkai manifestations. These are humans who have a Honkai resistance, and when infected by Honkai or implanted with a Herrscher core or gem, can they become something more than human. I know this may sound confusing, because it is, but Herrschers are inherently bad. However, the current era of humanity has experimented with Herrscher cores and gems by creating Herrschers to fight alongside humanity against the Honkai. The problem with this is that when a human becomes a Herrscher, they lose their humanity.
Okay.
So, when inheriting the Honkai powers, they also inherit the Herrscher gem or core's personality. We can see this in the fight with Mei and Kiana, where Kiana struggles to maintain her human mind, and we can see Siren, the Herrscher, take over Kiana's mind and body.
So we checked out all the Honkai Impact animations. This literally makes those animations make so much more sense. Because I would see characters acting differently all the fucking time. And I was like, I don't understand what is going on. And I would often comment on how we'd be characters would be coming back and they'd be doing different things and that sort of thing. This makes a lot of sense. So it basically infects people. But it makes a lot of sense. It's also still well confusing. So it infects people, and this can make the people it can either be affected by choice or not by choice. But humans have been experimenting with it and experimenting on other humans, and they infect these humans, and they immediately lose their humanity. So basically, their empathy, I'm guessing. More than anything, empathy is what makes a human human, right? Empathy and love. So those things are probably removed, and they just become like a robot. And So that is why we see people act differently, because those characters, maybe there's them without these things in them and them with these things in them, and them trying to get hold of their humanity and their battle within doing that, right? Almost like a possession.
Although, she does ultimately overcome the Hersher persona and is able to use her Hersher abilities at will, and eventually obtains a second one, the Hersher of Flameshin. Now,
cool.
Going back to where it all started.
If people are worried about spoilers and this sort of stuff, I really wouldn't be too worried about spoilers. People are like, oh man, that's such a spoiler. I don't know when we're going to get around to playing Honkai Impact 3rd, especially considering most of you want me to play Star Rail first, and we're still playing Elden Ring, which I would like to complete. And I really want to play Undertale 2, I want to play Metal Gear Rising, Devil May Cry, and Honkai's on that list as well. There's a bunch of games you all want me to play, and Honkai Impact 3rd gets recommended the least out of those. It seems like most people want me to play Star Rail before this, but I am definitely going to play it. I don't know when, though.
Previous era. Before the
I would have
current
forgotten
era,
all this by it.
where we are now in the game, the previous era had already dealt with all 14 Hershers, but in the end, could not defeat them. So now, in the current era, these Hershers will make a comeback, and it's up to the Valkyries and anti-Honkai organizations to figure out how to defeat all 14 reborn Hershers.
Wait, what happened to them then? Wait, what happened? Are they about to explain what happened? Because if there was 14 and they weren't defeated, what did they do? Just go to sleep? Like Jeepers Creepers style?
So what or when was the previous era? Now, this is where things can get confusing, but bear with me here.
Okay, now it's gonna
the
get
whole premise of Honkai Impact 3rd is that humanity has been in this battle with the Honkai for a long time.
Okay.
So long that humanity had been wiped out by the Honkai once 50,000 years ago.
What the?
This first civilization progressed very fast and quickly became a very technologically advanced civilization, even more so than the current era. This first civilization was called the previous era. And because of how advanced they were, the Honkai attacked at full force. The Honkai threat of the previous era forced humanity to establish a group of scientists and warriors called the Flame Chasers, or Fire Moths. Now, I won't go into too much detail about them, but let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a future video going into details about the previous era and all the Flame Chasers.
That seems kind of cool.
For now, you just need to know that the Moth organization created weapons and genetically engineered soldiers with the power of Honkai.
Okay.
And these 13 genetically engineered soldiers were called Mantises.
Okay.
Anyways,
Hold on, let's rewind and have a look at all the Mantises.
the engineered soldiers were called Mantises.
I'm seeing a theme with how the Mantises, not all of them, but definitely a few of them. I wonder. I'm guessing they were all selected for their personality, right? They were all selected solely based on personality. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm getting. Especially the bottom row. Anyway, other than the tiny little blue head one. Why only 13? Isn't there 14 of these evil dudes? Why didn't they make 14? Could they not make 14? Why only 13? And these are the good guys that are supposed to fight these other dudes. Alright.
Anyways,
Also, if anyone's shitting on me, like when I'm saying things might be a little bit complicated or that sort of thing, and you guys are like, if anyone's like, what do you mean complicated? It's so easy. Remember, you've played the game. I haven't. That's like me trying to, like, if I am, like, incredibly knowledgeable about something and I'm explaining to you and you don't get it and I'm just calling you an idiot for not getting it, that's not fair. So, I don't think anyone's going to say that, but just in case someone is typing out a comment, how does Luke not understand? You stop typing.
the Flame Chasers essentially paved way for the current era.
The Flame Chasers sound really cool.
The previous era
Just based
Flame
on the
Chasers'
name
jobs
alone.
were to find a way humanity could live on without the threat of Honkai. They made AIs
Banish
and
the
lots of
Honkai.
advanced technology to predict the comings of Hershers and how to defeat them. They also devised a plan for the off chance they fail and humanity was wiped out, which is exactly what.
I don't know what that random voice was in the background. Project Save. Project Stigma. Expose civilians to Honkai energy to force a small percentage of people to develop stigmata. Okay. What the fuck? Likely that 99.9% of humanity would die. Seems like a bad idea. Project Arc. Find another habitable places to live using spaceships sent out into space. This is what I thought would be the smartest option. I don't know how it works, but could you not, like, if the more advanced you are, creates the more problems. Could you not have one planet for the problems and one planet not for the problems, and then does that work, or do the problems follow you? Is what I'm trying to say. Project Valka used the second divine key to find and observe other worlds on the imaginary tree where Honkai was defeated. Wait, does Honkai affect every planet then?
What happened? So, the few flame chasers left created the fourth divine key with the purpose of purifying the earth after the Hersher of the Inn's impact. And they also built cryogenic sleep chambers to wait out the impending apocalypse, just to be woken up in the current era so they could pass on the knowledge and technology left behind by the previous era.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, that part wasn't too bad.
The current era. This is where Auto, Schicksal, and Anti-Entropy are born. We start the game during the third Honkai eruption in the current era, hence the name Honkai Impact 3rd. We follow the stories of the current era Valkyries and their fight.
I feel like I've definitely done like some kind of guide or introduction to Honkai Impact 3rd, something. Because there's a few bits that I do remember, and I must have given them through somewhere. Did I check out like a video on Honkai's thing? I definitely feel like I haven't checked out a lore video, because there's so much in this video I've never fucking heard. But there's a lot, especially around this main character and like the past and the future now, and like the more of this means the more of this. Like that I feel like I've heard before. I don't know where. Was it on Twitch? Or maybe I did do a reaction video to it like a few months ago or something like that, but not this. I've never done a lore video, but I definitely know a little.
Fight with the Honkai, Hershers, and Auto Apocalypse.
There is tons
Schicksal
in this
and
that I don't
Anti-Entropy
know.
are two anti-Honkai organizations, and not only do they beef with the Honkai, but also with each other. How productive.
That's great. Well done, guys.
So, Schicksal was the first anti-Honkai organization and established way back in 7th century current era.
Okay.
Presently, it controls most of Europe, Africa, and Asia,
God, I hate
and
you
led
guys.
by none other than Auto Apocalypse. Schicksal organized the Valkyries, which were comprised of people who had some degree of Honkai resistance. These were mostly women due to them being far more adaptable to Honkai energy than males.
Oh,
These Valkyries were powerful fighters and helped aid in
makes
the
a lot
fight
more
against
sense.
the Honkai. Now, Schicksal has had a long history and lots of power. And with a long history and power comes corruption and greed.
Oh dear.
In the early days of Schicksal,
Man, you only ever see that in video games, don't you? And like movies and TV shows. It's a good thing that long history of power has never brought corruption and greed in like in real life, in humanity, in the real world, in politics. And wait a second. Anyway, let's continue.
they had been using Honkai-powered weapons to fend off the outbreaks and opposing forces. They eventually opposed a being called Immortal Celestial,
Fuck
who
you,
was
Immortal
actually
Celestial.
Fuhua from the previous era.
Okay.
Schicksal tried
Wait, is
all
this
they could
person
to
that got
defeat
frozen
her,
or
and
something?
eventually tried using a divine key from the previous era called the Oath of Judah.
Okay,
Colin
yeah.
Caslana was the one who wielded it and ultimately failed in defeat. This
Oh, shit.
was a big loss, and to make up for it, Schicksal decided to start raising taxes and also selling required indulgences, which absolved the buyer of their mortal sins.
What?
During this time, Schicksal was also
We lost the
kidnapping
fight.
young girls and using them
raise
in
taxes.
experiments. And the people obviously didn't like this, and Colin took it upon herself to uncover and expose Schicksal for what it truly is. Colin was also Otto's childhood love. She inspired him and became a beacon of light in his dark world. However, she didn't know the truth behind the walls of Schicksal or what Otto was actually doing.
God, the
Otto's
law is
experiments
nuts
involved
around this
exposing
game.
young girls to this
Jesus
mysterious black
Christ.
box, which then would cure them of the recent rising plague. While Otto was experimenting one night, Colin invaded.
Are we literally saying this is very strange? Correct me if I'm wrong here. Did she not just say that this guy Otto, he is experimenting on young girls by curing them of the plague using this black box? If I found out that some guy was experimenting on people by kidnapping them and curing them of their diseases, I'm gonna be honest, I might be a little conflicted. I'm just saying. 100 people were kidnapped from this local village and all cured of all diseases. We have arrested and we will sentence the guy to death. I'm just saying, he doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Seeing what was happening, she takes the black box and leaves. She's later caught and sentenced to execution by hanging. Otto did not like this at all. He was about to watch the love of his life die in front of him because of him. Not having any other plan, Otto releases Honkai beasts upon the execution ceremony, hoping to provide a distraction so he can take Colin and escape. But we wouldn't have the entire lore of Honkai Impact if that happened, now would we? Colin ends up escaping the chopping block, but in retreat spots a young girl being targeted by a Honkai beast.
Jesus.
While saving the young girl, Colin is impaled by the Honkai monster. And this is the beginning of Otto's villain origin story. Otto eventually becomes a Schicksal overseer and continues to dabble in human experimentation.
Crazy.
He later finds the first Herrscher, Welt Joyce, and experiments on him too. He then transfers Welt to the Schicksal lab in London, where Einstein and Tesla are. In the North America Schicksal...
That was Einstein and Tesla? I'm guessing they're named after people, right? That's not this universe's Einstein and Tesla, is it? In the same timeline? And that's what they look like? Is that what Einstein would look like these days, man? Who knows? Maybe.
Branch. A group of scientists were studying ancient texts in a previous era site when they discovered a divine key called the Star...
I gotta say something. Let's rewind for a second. Ain't no way this person is using those glasses. What the fuck are you using them for? Even if you tried, you couldn't look through them. What the fuck? Unless those are like some nose pinching things to stop you snoring or something like that, and that's what it is. Those are the most pointless fucking glasses I've ever seen. That's like the guy, fucking Alistair's monocle in Has Been Hotel. It's got this tiny little circle that sits on the side of his head, and of course, when plot convenes it, that circle grows like this big, and he can use it as a fucking monocle. But other than that, it's a tiny little fucking circle. Look at this, man! Look at these glasses! Ain't nobody using those glasses. You could give them to a child and they still wouldn't work.
Text in a previous era site when they discovered a divine key called the Star of Eden, and information on technology called the Moonlight Throne. Otto did not like this and saw this as a threat to his authority, and decided to use the Void Archives on him. But
seems like
when that didn't work, he flippin' nuked them. Talk about managing your emotions in an unhealthy way.
Yeah, this guy seems like a bit of a
now this North American branch of Schicksal severed ties and became known as Anti-Entropy. Founded by Tesla, Planck, and Einstein, Anti-Entropy wants to protect humanity and...
What is this shit? What? Wait, whoa. What the fuck am I... Planck, Einstein, and Tesla... What? What?
and rid the world of Honkai, except they refuse to use Valkyries and opt for mechs instead. But since the fallout was Schicksal, they are labeled as a terrorist organization and have to act in secrecy. Is your brain exploding with Honkai information? Well, don't explode until after you hit that like and subscribe button. Really, click subscribe. As a small creator, it really helps out my channel and boosts my motivation to make more videos like this. Let me know what other Honkai lore you'd like to know down in the comments. And once again, I am Uffy, and thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Uffy. Thank you, Uffy, for putting together that video. You were an absolute delight to watch. Go check out Uffy's channel. Go check out Uffy's video. Link to this is in the description. Go show Uffy some love for that video. That was very informative. So I'm fairly confident that either one of two things have happened here. Either the Honkai Star Rail video has so many similarities to the lore around the Honkai, which is possible, that I am getting Honkai Star Rail and Honkai Impact confused. Which could be happening. And just like the lore around the beginning, and that being mainly around Honkai itself. Because Honkai itself, I definitely feel like I have been told about. I feel like I have been told about, like, the more Honkai in the world, the more the world advances, the more, like, blah, 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 technology, etc., right? Like, stronger world, stronger Honkai. Like, bottom line. I've been told that. And I remember learning about the previous eras and history and, like, that stuff as well. So either Honkai Star Rail shares a similar sort of history, or I have at some point reacted to a Honkai Impact, like, guide video. But if I have, I'm going to say it right now, Literally no. This video gave me so much information I don't remember getting from that one. I remember the basic, so maybe it was like a basic one. But this one was very helpful in a lot of the lore. I have to say, the lore is kind of freaking great. It's kind of freaking great, but massively extensive, and there's a lot to this, you know? But I really liked everything I heard. I love it when people create these universes and they're so expansive and have so much detail and effort into them that you can just feel the love oozing out of it. Because the idea of creating something, anyone can create a simple story, but creating an entire universe based on lore and like cataloging and all that sort of stuff behind it is what really makes it something special. Because it is what makes it realistic. Our world here has so much history, and you can create basic examples of it. You can just be like, you know, these people did this and blah, 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 here we are today, right? Or you can opt in for what Hoyoverse does and create such intricate, detailed things that it creates a very immersive and fun world to be part of, where you understand and learn a lot more around it. And I honestly think that's the best way to do it, because it makes the viewer and player just enjoy it a little bit more. And the lore around Honkai Impact really does sound very good. Like, very well written. Very, like, heartbreaking. It is a lore of a lot of devastation and pain, it seems like. Just wars and people struggling to overcome this evil and just not being able to. It sounds like the worst existence ever. The idea... It's like Pacific Rim on crack. It's the idea that you've just got this constant monsters and creatures or whatever that are just going to attack you the more you advance you get, and you don't know when. You know, just like, it could be today. And at any point, they can literally just wipe out humanity. I mean, imagine that today. Humanity is just so ununited these days. Like, it blows my mind, because in like a few thousand years, we're going to look back at it and go, Jesus, man, if we just all did this, we would all be fine. But we're so, like, ununited, like, in that sort of thing. Imagine today this happening on Earth now. We'd be fucking dead. Yeah, all the countries would be like, I ain't helping you, I ain't giving you our information, screw you, blah, 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 closing off doors, and everyone just dies one by one. Oh, man, that's kind of depressing. But it's pretty true. Anyway, I actually love this. Make sure you go support the lovely VTuber who put together this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and let me know what you'd like to check out for next Hoyoverse Monday, because I really like videos like this. You got anything else that should be cool that we should check out? Let me know. Any songs I haven't reacted to, anything like that, you let me know. Other than that, just have an awesome day. Have an awesome day. I'm sure you guys, I guarantee there's like, Luke reacted to this Honkai Impact 3rd introduction guide video, blah, 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 blah. If I did, I really don't remember. It's not that I don't remember reacting to the video, because I do. But I don't know if it was Honkai Star Rail and I'm just getting the two confused, or if it was like a different kind of video, because there was a lot in this that I just don't remember. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just like a complete idiot. I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys. Like and subscribe. Have an awesome freaking day. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.